Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, Grand Rising. As you can see, 9034. I promised 9043 big money pattern combination to manifest between 1122 and 1129. Don't read anything into the prediction. Don't leave anything out and you will be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, 622, as you can see, the only motherfucking number on fire. And I said it would drop in Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see I promised the triple dollar signs to manifest straight, 962. Between the dates 1118 and 1125. Ladies and gentlemen, 3859. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar sign only 6 hours before it debuted. Come on now. You can see it right there in writing. Nobody's listening. So you got 0439. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I promise to manifest between 1121 and 1128. Ladies and gentlemen, 209, I promise to manifest straight 209. Where's the love, ladies and gentlemen? I can cut this out real short and I can take me a nap. You got 3225. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see 2253. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 653. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise to manifest 653 straight. You can see it right there. I said between the dates 1122 and 1129. I told you to win, you need to focus on my top 5 3 digits. What do I promise? The first motherfucking 2. But ain't nobody listening. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 965. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar sign it to manifest. And as you can see, time stamped at 3:38 a.m. You better leave me alone, ladies and gentlemen. I am not the one. You can see it right there. 965. Straight. Ladies and gentlemen, 0657. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised the very last number you see would manifest first. Who's paying attention? Ladies and gentlemen, 2445. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised. Nope, I didn't promise it. No, I did. I promised 2445 straight. Ain't nobody listening, no. And I said it would meet the deadline. Yesterday was the 24th. Today is the 25th, but ain't nobody listening, no. Yep, there you go, 022. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised the only big money pattern on fire would manifest straight between the dates 1121 and 1128. Appreciate the love. As long as I see the love, I'll keep sharing my love with you. Ladies and gentlemen, 379. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised to manifest 379. You see it, 5:47 a.m. But ain't nobody listening. And ladies and gentlemen, 4721. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I promise to manifest the very last number you see first. But ain't nobody listening. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 937. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise to manifest 937 straight with triple dollar signs between the dates 1120 and 1127. Ladies and gentlemen, 104. Ladies and gentlemen, 104 straight. Ladies and gentlemen, promise to manifest. Triple dollar signed it. Ohio, for Ohio. Y'all better leave me the fuck alone. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is again. Over and over and over again, I'm promising to manifest the same damn numbers, but ain't nobody listening. You got your 4598. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the only motherfucking number on fire. Straight. Ain't nobody listening to me though. Nobody's listening. You got your 5917. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise to make the very last number you see manifest with proof, but ain't nobody listening. So, look at this. You got triple fives. The only motherfucking number on fire. Straight. Said you would see it between 11:23 and 11:30, but ain't nobody listening. Ladies and gentlemen, 519, there you see it. Manifested straight. There you have it. Promise to make it manifest. Number one motherfucking big money pattern, but ain't nobody listening. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 166 and your 539. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, triple dollar signed it. Very last number you see to manifest first. Ladies and gentlemen, I went a step further. Let me see here. Right there. So I even caught their bonus number. Guaranteed to manifest straight. Saw this at 2:08 a.m. Y'all better leave me the fuck alone. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 405. 405. Number one motherfucking big money pattern. Straight. All you got to do to win is focus on my top five. Ladies and gentlemen, if you focus on the top five, you will realize I promise the first two. One, the number one number. You can't go wrong. But that's all right. That's a whole nother song right there. You got to 4443. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 4344. Promise to manifest between 11:21 and 11:28. Manifest, guarantee, Texas. 3450. This was today. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my only big money pattern on fire would manifest today. But ain't nobody listening. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 177. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 hours ago. 177. Straight! Ladies and gentlemen, I went a step further just to prove to you. I promised the very last number you see. Triple dollar signed it. Told you I will make this number manifest. Straight! But ain't nobody listening to Mr. Bascomb. So again, I tell you that numbers are going to drop and you don't listen. Shame on you. Just shame on you, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm telling you the truth. So I had a member last night accuse me of being a scammer. So I hurry up and sent them their money back because a scammer I am not. When you got proof on your Discord channel of people making 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 daily, and then you want to call me a motherfucking scammer, something is wrong with you. And you're talking about a vibe? You have no idea what a vibe is, because that's how I get my numbers. Through energy, frequency, and vibration. Don't fuck with me. I'm telling you, I am not the one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you to some hookups here. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those numbers will manifest. I will make those numbers manifest, believe it or not. I am going to see everyone at the winner's table, no matter what. Abundant prosperity in health and in wealth to all who follow me and believe in the hard work that you see me accomplishing every single day. Why? Because I will not and cannot fail. Simple as that.